Welcome back on In Between Homes podcast. I am Lucy and I am super excited about today. I'm going to walk you through my June guidance. It's not so much about being connected with the stars or predicting the future. It's about taking a moment of pause to assess how are you, to assess how May has been for you. Have you been able to achieve some of the things that you wanted to do? Have you been able to just cope with life, to go through what may have happened during that month? And then what would you love for June? What is the energy you want to bring? So my process is always about two steps. It's first allowing this moment to pause, to be here, to listen to guidance, to open a space for your own reflection. And for me, it's a monthly ritual. I do those things every single month because it allows me to ask myself, what are the things that I've been doing great? What are the achievements I can celebrate? And also, what are the lessons I learned during that month? I am a true believer that every challenge that we are facing is an opportunity for growth. In a way to, what can I learn from that situation? And sometimes we are confronting to many different situations. And one situation happened to me. I'm renting out my house in Bali. And unfortunately for this girl, the construction next door started to be noisy. I do understand the frustration. I do understand she wanted to leave and she left. But as a renter, what is my position? She was supposed to stay 2.5 months, not just 10 days. And then she left and she told me, hey, I want my money back for the first month. And I'm like, wait a minute. Who I am in this situation? I'm not the person that rents the place. I'm the one that leaves the place. So what is my role? How I can be myself and not compromising myself in that situation? Of course, I want to help her. But is it at the cost of helping of myself? So I had a bit of challenge through that. Simple example of life is, what are my boundaries? When it comes to money, do I want just to, pay her back and don't hear about those things, which I could as well. But am I somehow willing to find a middle solution? Something that felt fair. Because she also put me in the wrong situation, that now I have no one in my house and I'm losing on some income. I understand the external situation that I cannot control. I cannot do anything about that. The construction was there when she visited the place. We talked about it. She asked me if it was noisy. I said no, because it was not noisy when I was there. Unfortunately, when she moves in, it was starting to be noisy. And I understand. I'm a noise sensitive person. But also as a person leasing the place, I was expecting someone that stayed 2.5 months. Now I have someone that stayed only 10 days. What can I do? So when it comes to money, I'm always like, okay, what is the reason? What is the trigger? What is happening for me? Because a part of me was like, I'm just giving back her money. I don't want to hear that. I don't want the trouble. I don't want the complaint. But another part of me inside is this fair? If I was renting another place in Bali, would that person refund me? For sure, no. So I'm nice enough to offer her a refund of a partial refund. But I don't want to compromise and just giving her back everything. I could, but I don't want, because it wouldn't be respectful of who I am. And I want fair. I want to be fair. And I've been giving a lot to others. But when it's at the cost of yourself, I still have bills to pay. I have my stuff to pay on the house and all those things. So I want the money to be able to cover that cost. That's it. So I won't give you too much detail about this story, but just it's a great reminder of every single situation and challenging you are facing in your life is an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity to dive deeper into who you are, what are your standards, what are your values, and how to cope with that. Who is this person when those situations handle? And earning more money, you are like, oh, maybe no, I just don't want to bother. I just want to, not hear the noise. It's one way. Or it's finding the middle. And I'm someone very in the middle line. Like, I've been, you tell me your price. I probably won't bargain, but I need to see the value that you are bringing to me. I need to understand what are you giving me. Talking about money and relationship with people, agreements, and all those things, it's a win-win situation. We need to both win, not just one side. So this example is an amazing reminder for me that we didn't have a clause in the contract that if there is some noise, this will happen. Of course, he's not such of clause, but now I'm going to add a clause in the contract in case of change of decision. If it's external to what I can do, maybe there is no refund by principle. And then we can always discuss about that. We can always have a conversation. And I had this conversation with her. So it's an excellent reminder to everything that we deal in life through money. We put a framework, we put an agreement in place, and we had. And sometimes we meet some condition in that agreement that we need to add along the way. So I see life as a learning curve. What this situation is bringing to me, what do I need to learn, how I can do better next time. I want to do better next time. I don't want the stress. I don't want the struggle. If not, I'm just not renting the place. I know what I'm renting the place. I want the place to be, living when I'm not there. I want the staff to still being paid and have, things to do, not just hanging out there and not having anything to do. So those are just lovely reminders that the things that we are facing in life are here for us. So for me, May, looking at May has been an amazing reminder on how I can turn those challenges into opportunities to grow, to become a better version to myself. Because we are all learning, we are all growing. No one is perfect. There are things that I've done in the past, I was not conscious about it. Now I would be like, no way, I would do that. But I didn't know. A version of myself 2, 3, 5 years ago was just not as evolved as today. But what I know is today I cannot make the same decision as in the past because I'm more conscious, because I know I have more experience. So those things is what we do phase one, when we just assess how has been for you, May. Step one. We just take a moment of pause to look back, circle back. What has been those interaction? How was work? How was my social life? How was my love life? How was my family life? So it's very important to start assessing those things, learning. Because if you don't get those lessons, life gonna repeat and repeat and repeat until we get the lessons. Did we learn there? Are we doing in a different way next time so we can expect a different result? So now that we have completed phase 1, also, just before we move to phase 2, I would encourage you to take some notes about May. What I love to do, and I'm going to tell you at the end of the year, is to just put one post about each month on my Instagram, just to go through each month. What has been the juice? What has been the energy? What has been the highlight of my month? Because, okay, we learned the lesson, but there's so many things that we just achieve that we may tend to forget. And one of the achievements for me in May was to hike the rim to rim of the Grand Canyon. It's a 22 miles, 35 kilometers with a high elevation. I think it's over 1,800 meter elevation. It's huge. It's a 1-day hike, rim to rim, in a very crazy hot canyon in Arizona, US. And this canyon, I was not sure I would be able to do the hike, but it went super smooth. 13.5 hour rim to rim in the Grand Canyon. If you have a look to it, most of the people don't even try. They were saying 1% of the Grand Canyon visitors actually attend to do the hike. I don't know how many actually finish it. And I did. So I'm celebrating myself for that. And what make it easy for me to do it? Knowing that 6 weeks ago, I just broke my little toe and the doctor told me, Lucy, there is no way you will be hiking the Grand Canyon in a month and a half. You need to rest. You can't do it. You need 3 months off. So knowing that I was with a broken toe or in repair, that I didn't really follow the training that our coach gave us, I told myself that I will be present each step on that Grand Canyon. I will be there. I won't try to be solving my business problem or my life or any of those. I will be just present. And you know what? I really enjoyed the journey. It was a magnificent day inside the Grand Canyon. It was beautiful. The rock, you need to live it to really understand the vastness, the expansion, the size of that place is huge. And the way we have been managing to go through that, beside the presence, was the river. The river was there. So we could freshen up our skin and just dive in, just to have a dip, to relax the legs, the foot. And it was just a beautiful journey. We didn't rush. We paused. We went slow, one step at a time, full presence. And this was an example for me and a reminder that the same way we can do the Grand Canyon without pain, same way we can do life. If we go one step at a time in full presence, pausing when it's necessary, assessing, reviewing, knowing the target. We know where we are heading in the Grand Canyon. It's from South Rim to North Rim. There is no time for, hey, where I am going. It's one road, one way. It's an example of the same in life and in real business. You need to know where you are heading. You need to take the time, if you don't know, to know. Because when you have certainty, when you know where you are heading, there is no space for doubt. There is no space for worrying. You focus on making one step at a time. And here we go. It's a beautiful introduction to the step 2. Now we are in June. What is the focus for you? What is June about? What would you love for June? Tell me what you would love. One thing you would love to make happen for June. Some of you may choose to focus on business. Some of you may choose to focus on your friends and family. It's spring and summer coming up in the northern hemisphere. It's a moment of dedicatedness to enjoy. The sun is here, the sky is blue, the flowers, the birds. It's a moment where we want to be more outside. So what would make this June a great month for you? Take a moment of pause right now to ask yourself, to close your eyes, to take a deep breath in and exhale through the nose, through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale from the nose and exhale from the nose. Ask yourself, what would I love for June? What is this energy that I would love? And the word that comes to me is lightness. Is this, young girl, children playing around in the grass with the flowers, running, lightness, not heaviness, lightness, to be able to be outside, to move slowly, to not have the weight on our shoulder. So I am calling this energy for June. Energy of lightness, of seeing the sun, being outside, having maybe clothes more flowing like a butterflies. So this is what I'm calling in for June. And I would love to hear what you are calling in for June. Because this essence, this word you can capture every single day you can do. Okay, how I can be more light in my work, on how I walk, on how I do groceries, or even cleaning the house. How I can be lighter when I speak to people, when I have conversation with the outside world. Or as well, how I can be lighter in my calendar. Maybe I start blocking some time to enjoy life. What is it for you? So this today has been the process, moving from May to June, opening the door to new opportunities with more clarity. So I hope you enjoyed the process. I can't wait to read your comments, and I see you next week for another episode. Have a beautiful day.